Hello, I'm J. Alfred Johnson II, North American Division Adult Ministries Director. The Bible assures us that when His Word goes out, it cannot return to Him void. This is the introduction to the story of how God transformed a Friday evening Bible study in the year 2006 that was attended by 12 young people into the Restoration Praise Center Seventh-day Adventist Church with its 475 members currently. This congregation is celebrating its 10th anniversary in November 2018. That's November of this year. And it all started right here.
We had a very small townhouse with a very small living room, and my wife was always concerned that the space was going to be too small to host the people for the Bible study. And I remind her still to this day that out of that small living room grew a church.
A group of people got together in faith and prayed, then coupled their faith with works, and then at that point simply watched what God would do. We got to a stage where we were worshiping out of a high school and we needed to scale back and kind of regroup. And we all knew that we did not want to see this movement die, and that's how I like to refer to this project as a movement, because that's what we're part of, working and staying mobilized for God's work. So I started formalizing a schedule, and that really was the tie-in. We need a little more structure to tighten up, and we just didn't want to see this movement die.
We stuck with it. Pastor Mitchell and Pastor Sanique were really the glue that held the group together for those 3 years until we were able to have our first Sabbath in the church.
The Bowie Project had gotten to a point where it was very clear we needed a full-time pastoral leader. And Pastor Melvin Hayden and Pastor Wright got together, and unbeknownst one to the other, they both arrived at one name unanimously, and that was Pastor Paul Graham.
Well, I'd met Paul and knew of his ministry, knew of his zeal for the work, zeal for young people. He and I had a conversation in the past, and so we had a connection. I knew his brother Patrick, and brought Paul in last fall, and I think after the first conversation, I just knew this was the person.
The issue was that there was no money involved, and that's where the faith came in. I was working as a teacher at this point in time, and I said to my wife, "Honey, let's move." And she said, "If you're willing to move, if you feel so strongly about it, I will work and take care of the family while you lead the congregation." And she did it.
The rest is history.
And when he came in, he began to do a lot of the footwork and legwork that really began to put things in focus.
I saw God from the beginning make something out of nothing.
We were averaging 50 and about between 45 and 55 people consistently.
Launch Sabbath, our apex had been 75 to 100.
We saw it manifest right in front of our eyes, and we saw lives changed.
I've been involved in 5 different church plants, but the Bowie Project has been actually the most successful. That started from a Bible study.
It's pretty exciting, especially when it comes to Sabbath school. You know, I grew up in the church, and pretty much somebody preaches to you from the desk, or somebody comes with their own itinerary for Sabbath school. But when you sit upstairs in these small groups, you can actually talk about your life, share your life stories and issues, and they're dealt with, and then we get into the lesson.
A great part of my ministry in the past have been what I knew instead of what I did. And what has happened in these 5 months that have passed is that I'm able to take the word that I believe that I always knew and apply it to action with a relationship with Christ.
It's still very humbling that God would use me and nobody, no pastoral, just calling because I didn't know the Bible. It's not like I'm some Bible student for all these years. Someone who didn't know the Bible just said, hey, I should be able to lead my own family through a Bible study, but I said, I need help. I don't know the Bible. I called Pastor Hayden to say, can you help me and my wife learn the Bible better? And that, to me, the power of the Word, just having a willing mind to study the Word, it took me to places that I never envisioned going. That's the power of the Word.
We're the Bowie Project because we were trying to do something new in the area. But when it became Restoration Praise Center, the people came together and believed that because individuals were restored, they believed that this was the name that took on the mission, or the mission took on the name. The membership of Restoration Praise Center is 475 around there. Yes.
It is an undeniable truism that the power of God's Word is experienced through the Bible study of 12 young people in 2006 led to the planting of the growing 475-member Restoration Praise Center Seventh-day Adventist Church in Bowie, Maryland. This reality prompts us to dream about all that might possibly be in God's imagination as we join Him in seeking disciples for His kingdom, and as we are exposed to His power through the study of His Word.